Good day everyone, welcome back to our new video lesson in statistics, and the topic for this video is the area under a normal curve. Before we go on with the area under a normal curve, let's review first the basic concept regarding a normal distribution. Normally distributed probabilities pertains to a normal distribution wherein the highest probability is represented by the mean, the median, or the mode. Pero kadalasan, mean lang talaga yung ginagamit natin. So, the mean is located at the central peak of our given distribution, wherein 50% of the probabilities are higher than the mean and 50% of the probabilities are lower than the mean. So, a normal distribution is represented by a bell-shaped curve known to be as the normal curve. Example of a normally distributed probability. So, this is the probability of the sum enrolling two dice. So, ilan ang combination of numbers na kapag inad natin, so it will have the following sum. So, we have the sum of 2, sum of 3, sum of 4, sum of 5, and so on. Example, for the sum of 6, we have 5 over 36 probability. Then, for the sum of 9, we have 4 over 36 probability. So, the given probability distribution is considered to be a normal distribution because the highest probability is obtained by the sum of 7. So, we have 6 over 36. So, there are 6 combinations that will result to a sum of 7. And then, the rest are lower than 6 over 36. So, half of the probabilities are higher than the sum of 7. So, those are 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And half of the probabilities are lower than the sum of 7. So, those are 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. So, ang middle of our distribution is represented by the mean, and that is the sum of 7, the probability of the sum of 7, which is 6 over 36. And again, so half of the distribution or 50% of the probabilities are lower than the mean, and another 50% of the probabilities are higher than the mean. So again, ang total probabilities natin is always equal to 1. And kung i-represent natin yung ating normally distributed probability by means of a graph, so ganito ang itsura ng graph niya. So we have the probability of the sum of 2, 1 over 36, probability of the sum of 5, 4 over 36. So yung sum of 5 ay kamukha ng sum of 9, kaya magkasintaas yung graph nila. Then yung sum of 3, 2 over 36, kamukha lang siya ng sum of 11, which is 2 over 36 also. So again, kung titingnan natin yung graph, it is a normally distributed data. So, kung i-convert natin ngayon yung ating normally distributed data into a bell-shaped curve, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. So, i-connect lang natin yung mga bar natin that represents the sum of the probability. So, we have here a normal curve. Then, what is a Z-score? So, ano ba yung Z-score na tinatawag na yan? So, Z-score kasi yung ginagamit natin para ma-represent natin yung probability in a given normal distribution. So, a Z-score, also called as a standard score, gives you an idea of how far from the mean a data point is. So, binibigay nito yung idea kung gaano kalayo yung isang score from the mean, either gaano kataas or gaano kababa from the mean. So, more technically, it is a measure of how many standard deviations below and above the mean a raw score is. So, halimbawa, ito yung ating normally distributed data. Pag kinonvert natin yan ng standardized distribution, so standard normal distribution, i-convert natin yung ating mga raw score into a standard deviation of 1, 2, and 3. Or, pwede rin namang negative 1, negative 2, negative 3 kung yun ay mas mababa sa mean. So, the mean of the data is represented by the score of 0. So, these are our Z-scores. And then area under a normal curve. So the area under the normal distribution curve represents the probability of a continuous variable. Halimbawa, we wanted to know the probability between the Z-score of 1 and the Z-score of 2. So kung gusto nating malaman yan, kailangan natin kunin yung area sa pagitan ng 1 and 2. So unlimited yung data natin in between 1 and 2. continuous variable yan eh. Hindi natin mabibilang yan kasi simula yan ng 1.1, 1.2, 1.99, 1.78, 1.1 million, 1.205, and so on and so forth. Kaya considered yan as a continuous data. So in order for us to give the probability of this given data between 1 and 2, we will consider the area of the graph. Consider natin yung area ng ating normal curve. The area under a normal curve. Okay, so ito yung ating Z-score table na gagamitin natin to identify the probability of a Z-score or a standard score. So, kailangan meron kayong kopya nito. Okay, so let's have a sample problem here. So, area under a normal curve, example number 1. So, find the area of the probability between the mean and Z is equal to 2.53. So, first thing to do is to draw the normal curve. So, i-drawing mo na yung normal curve. Mag-drawing kayo ng bell-shaped curve. And then, locate our Z-score which is 2.53. So, ilo-locate muna natin yung mean and mean represent the zero part of our normal curve and that is the middle of the normal curve. And then, Z is equal to 2.53 will be located at the right side of our mean. So, nasa kanan siya ng mean kasi yun ay positive. So, 2.53. And then after that, we will shade the area kung saan kukunin natin yung probability. So, itong area between 0 and 2.53 yung kailangan nating i-shade para makuha yung probability. So, ayan, yung ating area. So, paano natin makukuha yung probability ng area na to? So, pupunta ngayon tayo sa ating Z-score table. So, pagkuha ng 2.53, so, puntahan mo yung 2.5. So, ito yung 2.5 natin. And then, puntahan mo yung 0.03. Kasi yung total ng 2.5 at saka ng 0.03 is equal to 2.53. And then get the intersection between the two values and that will be 0.4943. So, therefore, the area between the mean and Z is equal to 2.53 is 0.4943. So, ito ngayon yung area natin. So, 0.943 or 49.43%. Example number 2, find the area of the probability between the mean and 0.85. So, located na yung ating mean, located at the center of the graph. And then, we will locate 0.85. So, ayan yung ating 0.85. Then, after that, we will shade the area from wherein the probability will be taken. So, itong area between 0 and 0.85 ang shade natin. Okay, so but before we go on, let's compare example number 1 and example number 2 when it comes to locating the probability. So, ito yung example number 2 natin, 0.85. Ang example number 1 natin ay 2.53. So, mas malapad yung area ng 2.53 kasi mas malayo siya sa 0. Malapit na siya sa 3. And then, mas maliit yung area ng 0.85 dahil less than 1 yan. Kaya, pag i-compare natin, magkaiba yung lawak ng shading dapat natin. So, let's go back with example number 2. So, we'll find for the area of 0.85 from the mean. So, get your Z-score table. So, ito yung ating Z-score table. Then, we will find for the probability of 0.85. So, puntahan ang 0.8. And then, puntahan ang 0.05. And then, get the intersection. So, that will be 0.3023. So, therefore, the area between 0 and 0.85 is 0.3023 or 30.23%. So, i-label natin dito. So, we have 30.23%. So, yun yung area ng ating probability between 0 and 0.85, between the mean and 0.85. Example number 3, so find the area of the probability between Z is equal to 0 and Z is equal to negative 1.94. So yung unang Z-score natin is 0, it also represents the mean. Iniba lang natin yung term natin. Yan pa rin yung ating mean. So locate the mean, so yung mean natin yung gitna, and then locate negative 1.94. So in this case, that is a negative Z-score, dahil negative yung Z-score natin, so it will be located at the left side of our mean. So which means that the probability is lower than the probability of the mean. Pero wala tayong negative probability. So never tayo magkakaroon ng negative probability dahil ang probability, sabi natin nung unang lesson natin, the probability should always be between 0 and 1. Lagi lang siyang nasa pagitan ng 0 at saka ng 1. So wala tayong negative probability. Meron tayong negative Z-score. Kasi yung negative Z-score natin, ibig sabihin nun, yung probability nun ay mas mababa sa probability nung mean. Kaya negative Z-score yan. So, i-locate natin ang negative 1.94. So, ayan ang ating negative 1.94 and then shade the area from wherein the probability will be taken. So, pagitan ng 0 at saka ng negative 1.94 ang kailangan may shade. So, kukunin natin yung probability niyan. Okay, so i-compare uli natin yung example number 3 from our previous examples. So, yung ating previous example number 1 and example number 2, so yung ating 0.85 ay papunta sa kanan, yung ating 2.53 ay papunta rin sa kanan. So, nasa kanan siya nung ating mean. So, dahil positive yung ating Z-score. And then, yung example number 3 naman natin ay papunta sa kaliwa. Kasi negative yung ating Z-score. So, kung ikukumpara sa example number 1, example number 2, so the Z-score is positive. So, therefore, the area is located at the right side of our mean. While in example number 3, our Z-score is a negative value. So, therefore, the area is located at the left side of our mean. Okay, let's go back with example number 3. So we have the area between negative 1.94 and 0 or vice versa, 0 and negative 1.94. So puntahan ang ating normal distribution table or the table of our Z-score. So hanapin ang 1.9. So ayan ang 1.9 and then hanapin ang 0.04. And then get the intersection. So that will be 0.4738. So 0.4738. So therefore, the area between 0 and z is equal to negative 1.94 is 0.4738 or 47.38%. Example number 4, find the area between z is equal to negative 1.81 and z is equal to 2.42. So again, ang unang gagawin, ilocate natin yung ating z-score. So ilocate natin ang negative 1.81, yan ay nasa kaliwa ng ating mean. And then let's locate 2.42, so yan naman ay nasa kanan ng ating mean. So, mas malayo ng konti yung 2.42 kasi mas mataas siya sa 1 and 2. And then, shade the area kung saan kukuhanin natin yung probability. So, yun yung area sa pagitan ng negative 1.81 saka ng 2.42. So, that will be our shaded area. So, dalawa ngayon yung Z-score natin. So, therefore, dalawang probability yung kukunin natin from our Z-score table. But before we go on with our Z-score table, so let's compare again the graph of the example number 4 to the previous examples. So we have the graph of example number 1. So we have a positive Z-score. So the area is located at the right side of our mean. Then we have graph number 3. So, ito yung graph number 3 natin. So, negative yung ating Z-score. So, siya ay matatagpuan sa left side ng ating mean. While, for example, number 4, isang negative saka isang positive tayo. So, therefore, yung area natin will be located on both side of our mean. So, papunta sa kaliwa at papunta sa kanan. So, let's get the probability of negative 1.81 and 2.42 from our Z-score table. So, ito ngayon ang ating 1.81. So, that is 0.4649. And then we have our 2.42. and that will be 0.4922. So, kung kukunin natin yung probability between the two Z-score, so the probability will be added. So, probability of negative 1.81 plus the probability of 2.42. So, that will be 0.4649 plus 0.4922 is equal to 0.9571. So, yung area ng ating negative 1.81 ay 0.4649. Yung area ng ating 2.42 ay 0.4922 based on the Z-score table. So, pag pinag-add natin yung dalawang area, it will give us the result of 0.9571 or 95.71%. So, that will be the area between negative 1.81 and 2.42. Example number 5. So, find the area of the probability between Z is equal to 0.12 and Z is equal to 2.88. So, dalawang positive probability naman yung kinukuha natin. So, dalawang Z-score which are positive naman. So, locate natin yung ating 0.12. So, malapit ng konti sa 0 yon kasi mababa yon 0.12. And then, locate natin ang 2.88. So, malayo yon sa 0. Malapit na yun sa dulo. And then, shade the area from wherein the probability will be taken. So, itong area sa pagitan ng 0.12 saka ng 2.88 yung kailangan nating i-shade. So, ayan yung shading natin. And then, after that, kukunin natin yung probability niya. So, paano natin makukuha yung pagitan? Kuhanin muna natin yung mas malaki, which is 2.88. Kasi yun yung shaded area. So, hindi kasama yung unshaded. So, yung area ng 0.12, hindi kasama dun sa ating probability. So, ang gagawin natin, kunin natin yung mataas, ibawas natin yung maliit. So, kukunin yung area ng 2.88, ibabawas yung area ng 0.12 kasi hindi siya kasama sa probability. Ang kasama lang yung pagitan ng 0.12 saka ng 2.88. So, pag kinuha natin yung ating 0.12, so the area of 0.12 is equal to 0.0478. So, ito yon. So, i-label natin. So, ayun yung area ng ating 0.12, 0.0478. And then, kunin naman natin yung area ng ating 2.88. So, ang area niya ay 2.8, intersection ng 2.8 saka ng 0.08. So, we have 0.4980. Then, i-label din natin dito sa ating graph. So, we have 0.4980. So, again, para makuha natin yung probability, i-minus natin yung probability ng 0.12 sa probability ng 2.88. So, that will be 0.4980 minus 0.0478. So, kunin yung mataas, ibawas yung maliit. So, the answer will be 0.4502 or 45.02%. So, that will be the area of the probability of the Z-score between 0.12 and 2.88. Example number 6. So, find the area of the probability between Z is equal to negative 2.15 and Z is equal to negative 1.96. So, first thing to do, let's locate the Z-score in our given normal curve. So, we have the Z-score of negative 2.15 and negative 1.96 and then shade the area kung saan hahanapin natin yung kanyang probability. So, ito yung area sa pagitan nilang dalawa. So, yan yung shaded area natin. Then, after that, we will get the probability of negative 2.15 kasi mas mataas yung probability niya. And then, ibabawas natin yung 1.96 kasi kailangan natin ibawas itong walang shade, itong walang laman. So, pagpunta natin sa ating Z-score table, so kukunin natin yung area ng 2.15, so that is 0.4842. And then, yung area naman ng 1.96, so we have 0.4750. So, as we go back in our graph, so we have the area of 2.15, so 0.4842, and the area of 1.96, so we have 0.4750. So again, wala tayong negative probability. So kahit negative ang Z-score natin, yung positive probability pa rin ang kukunin natin. So kukunin natin yung mataas, ibabawas natin yung mababa. So we have 0.4842 minus 0.4750 and that will be 0.0092 or 0.92%. Okay, example number 7. So find the area of the probability of Z is greater than negative 1.15. So greater than negative 1.15 yung ating letter C. So lahat ng mataas sa negative 1.15. So initially, let's draw our normal curve and then let's locate our Z-score, negative 1.15. Anong area yung dapat merong shade? So lahat ng area na mas mataas sa negative 1.15. So lahat ng area papunta sa kanan. So dapat shaded area siya. And so how can we get the probability of Z is greater than negative 1.15? So kunin natin yung probability ng 1.15 and then i-add natin sa area ng lahat ng positive. So tandaan natin sa area ng kalahati ng curve natin, so that is automatically 50%. So automatically 0.5 na yung kalahati kasi yan na yung kalahati ng ating distribution. And then, pag kinuha natin yung ating area ng 1.15, so that will be the intersection between 1.1 and 0.05. So, we have 0.3749 and the area is equal to 0.3749. So, i-label natin. So, 0.3749. So, as we go on again, sabi natin, yung kalahati ay automatically 0.5. Hindi na natin titingnan yan sa ating Z-score table kasi sabi sa introduction natin, half of the probability that are higher than the mean is automatically 50% of our probabilities. Then, anong gagawin natin para makuha yung area nilang dalawa? So, i-add natin yung area ng negative 1.15 saka yung area ng ating positive Z-score. So, lahat ng positive Z-score is 0.5. And then, so pag in-add up natin sila, so that will be 0.3749 plus 0.5000. So we have 0.8749 or 87.49%. So the area of Z greater than negative 1.15 is 87.49%. And then example number 8, baliktarin natin yung ating inequality symbol. So gawin natin siyang less than. So find the area of the probability of Z is less than negative 1.15. Mas mababa sa negative 1.15. So let's draw our normal curve. Let's locate our negative 1.15. So lahat ng mas mababa, yun naman yung lahat ng nasa kaliwa. So all negative numbers that are lower than negative 1.15 will be included in the probability. So, itong nasa kaliwa, yung kailangan nating i-shade. So, paano natin ngayon kukuhanin yung ating probability? So, get the probability of negative 1.15. So, ang probability niya, kamukha lang din ng probability kanina. So, that is 0.3749. So, we have 0.3749. And then, yung probability ng buong kalahati, sabi natin kanina, so all Z-score less than the mean is equal to 50%. So, the area of all negative Z-score is equal to 0.5 or 50%. So, ang gagawin natin, ibabawas natin yung area ng 1.15 dahil siya yung area na walang shade. Hindi siya kasama. So, ibabawas siya. So, subtraction naman tayo dito. So, 0.5,000 minus 0.3749. So, that will be equal to 0.1251 or 12.51%. So, kung i-compare natin yung example number 7 sa example number 8, yung example number 7, the z is greater than negative 1.15. So, ang sagot natin, 87.49%, lahat ng mas mataas sa 1.15, negative 1.15. Then, yung example number 8 naman natin, z is less than negative 1.15. So, lahat naman ng mas mababa sa negative 1.15. So, that is 12.51%. So, pag pinagsama natin yung example number 7 sa example number 8, masya-shade na natin yung buong probability natin, yung buong normal curve natin. So, therefore, ang total ng example number 7 sa example number 8 will be equal to 100%. So, pag inad natin ang 87.49% at saka ang 12.51%, that will be a total of 100%. Diba? Ang mas mababa ay 12.51%, ang mas mataas ay 87.49%. So, ang total nila is 100%. Okay, so let's proceed now. So, we will have our practice problems regarding area under a normal curve. So, find the area of the following z-scores. So, number 1, the area between z is equal to negative 0.48 and z is equal to 1.29. Then number 2, we have z is less than 2.24. So comment down your answer in the comment box. And that will be all for this video lesson. So have a nice day.